All right, we've made it to symbolism. By this point, you should be pretty far in your book if you've been reading it every class. And at this point, you should have seen some objects that represent some pretty important ideas in your book. If you remember from last year, we had that class where we drew certain tangible objects, things we could put our hands on. We drew tangible objects that represent abstract ideas, that represent ideas, things that we can't put our hands on, okay? Like love and romance and fear, okay? These are all ideas, but we have objects that represent them. If you remember Catcher in the Rye last year, the red hunting hat was a symbol of Holden not conforming to society. He was different. He was losing his innocence. That's what the red hat symbolized. So that object represented that idea. Okay? All the names in Catcher in the Rye represent something else. Remember Holden Caulfield, that whole thing about holding on to the womb and all that stuff, because Holden did not want to lose his innocence. Okay? So we should have a very good idea of what symbolism is. I kind of said the definition in this response already, so you could do that pretty easily. Okay? There are 4 examples on the website link when you go down. There is some good explanations of symbolism here. Here are the examples. Okay? Read the examples. Okay? Explain what the symbolism is for each example. If you want further practice, you could test your knowledge with the questions. Okay? But number 3, this you're also doing at home, is what are some popular symbols in literature, movies, television that you are aware of? So think about things that are pretty standard symbols, things that you already know. Okay, objects or things that represent something else. We did this with the symbolism game last year. We should see it on TV all the time. I'll give you one example. When a couple is sitting in front of a fireplace and we see the fire burning in the background of the fireplace, that usually means that things are heating up. Okay, the romance is getting heated. Things are getting very, very passionate between the two people on screen. Okay, so that fire is a symbol of that passion. Okay, the romantic passion. So that's a symbol we should be familiar with. Think about several other symbols that you are familiar with in TV or literature, movies. Okay, we see certain things all the time, and our brain automatically knows, oh, that represents that. Okay, so come up with some of those symbols and tell me what those represent. Okay, let's say you should get at least 3. All right, if you have to look stuff up, that's fine. Okay, I'm okay with that. This should, if you're, no, you know what? Let's make it at least 5. If you're looking stuff up, especially, we should be able to fill this in. But see if you can think of any on your own, because there's probably so many symbols that you're familiar with. Okay, 1 through 3 are your at-home work. When you come into class, you will be working on part 4, which is track symbols that are repeated throughout your novel. So you should have symbols or objects or things that keep on being talked about. There's a reason for that. If you see something that comes up over and over again in your book, the author is putting that there because they want you to pay attention and they want you to know that that object or that thing is important. Okay? So note the page number, the text evidence, and then explain what these symbols represent throughout the novel. Okay, now you might only find one symbol, okay? But that's fine. Find multiple pieces of evidence for that symbol, because even if you have one, it should be coming up multiple times. Okay, you probably can go, I don't mind if you go back in the text, and if you know what the symbol is, or you know something that is a symbol, now you're thinking about it, you're like, oh, wait, that's happening in the book. Go back, find the page numbers, give examples of that symbol, even from stuff you've read. And then keep going, keep reading, and track when you find an example of a symbol. Okay, and then explain what the symbol represents as you find it. Okay, so that is your in-class work number 4. All right, as soon as you get into class, you should know what symbols are. You're getting going right away. That's how you're starting the day. Okay, if you have any questions, as always, feel free to send it to me. I'm happy to help you, but I think you'll be off and running. All right, have a good one. Good luck.